Arvind Kejriwal is now reaching out to Rahul Gandhi with the numbers stacked up against him in parliament. He needs the help of all major opposition parties to stop the centre's ordinance on the powers to his government. I am Barkha Dutt. You're with the Mojo story. Very interesting developments are taking place in Indian politics ahead of 2024. After the inauguration of the new parliament and the battle that has taken place ahead of it, there is now another moment where India's opposition could possibly pivot towards being on the same side. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is reaching out to Rahul Gandhi asking for support on the issue of the centre's ordinance, an ordinance that was promulgated to reverse the Supreme Court verdict that allowed Arvind Kejriwal's government administrative powers and control over his bureaucracy. The ordinance will, of course, need parliamentary support to become a law, and that is what Mr. Kejriwal is attempting to block by garnering the numbers in the Rajya Sabha. But the mere process and the mere attempt itself is intriguing. Remember, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party have been at such odds that the Congress and the BJP have in fact been on the same side in Delhi on the arrest, for example, of Arvind Kejriwal's colleague Manish Sisodia, and the Congress hasn't yet made its position clear on the ordinance. Some Delhi Congress leaders are saying Arvind Kejriwal should apologize first to the Congress before asking for its help. How do we read the tea leaves, as it were? Let's introduce our guest on the program today as we look at this very, very interesting shifting sands of Indian politics. Joining us is senior journalist Varun Singh. Always good to see you, Varun. Also joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party is Abhinandita Mathur. Good to see you, Abhinandita. Joining us from the Congress is Dr. Pooja Tripathi. Good to see you, Pooja. Rashid Kidwai, veteran journalist, author, best political analyst in the country, especially when it comes to the understanding the Congress party. Always great to have you, Rashid. And joining us from the BJP is Pravila Nesargi, senior leader of the party. Namaskar, ma'am. Very good to see you. Now, I want to play out before I get first comments from all of you. Arvind Kejriwal's small comment after he met with Nitish Kumar. This is only one in a series of meetings he's been attempting. The AAP has reached out to Mamata Banerjee, to Sharad Pawar, and now, as I said, intriguingly, to Rahul Gandhi. Listen it.
दिल्ली के साथ जो अन्याय किया है केंद्र सरकार ने, उन्होंने कहा कि इसका मिलके लड़ेंगे और मैंने उनसे निवेदन किया। अभी वो पूरे देश के अंदर विपक्ष को एकत्रित करने में जुड़े हुए हैं। मैंने उनसे निवेदन किया कि अगर सारा विपक्ष इकट्ठा हो जाता है, नॉन बीजेपी सारी पार्टियां इकट्ठी हो जाती हैं, तो एक तरह से राज्यसभा के अंदर अगर ये इसको बिल के रूप में लेके आते हैं तो इसको बिल के रूप में हराया जा सकता है राज्यसभा के अंदर। और अगर राज्यसभा के अंदर ये बिल हार गया तो ये एक तरह से 2024 का सेमीफाइनल होगा। फिर एक मैसेज चला जाएगा पूरे देश के अंदर। ये बिल अगर हार जाता है तो मैसेज पूरे देश में जाएगा कि 2024 के अंदर बीजेपी की सरकार जा रही है।
If the ordinance is defeated in parliament as a bill, it is a semi-final for 2024. So this is not only about the ordinance, this is about 2024. Abhinandita, obviously nothing remains static in politics. Much has happened between your party and the Congress party. You have tried being allies, you have been adversaries, you have been adversaries in states like Gujarat, in states like Punjab, and now Mr. Kejriwal is reaching out to Rahul Gandhi. Is it, as some would say, Abhinandita, desperate times? Can we unmute Abhinandita, please? Aminata, I think you muted at your end.
Yeah,
go ahead.
For sure, these are desperate times, but these are not desperate times only for the Aam Aadmi Party. These are desperate times for the country. These are desperate times for our basic structure. And desperate times obviously require some extraordinary measures. So in that sense, it is not a partisan issue according to us anymore. It is an issue of democracy. It is a threat to democracy. And there are many things where we all have to go beyond our partisan issues ultimately, and that is what we're trying to tell the Prime Minister, that we have to respect the federal structure of this country, the federal cooperation that is required to run this country. So I think that unlike the old times when we were fighting the British, a foreign enemy, here we are in opposition with each other. We debate, we are supposed to debate. We're supposed to, have critical opinions about each other and our policies. But certainly, this is beyond any partisan issue, and which is why we are happy to take the support, and we will go to every person, every supporter of any other party, as well as any other party and their leadership. And I think that is the main difference. That yes, this is a desperate time, but not merely for the Aam Aadmi Party. We believe that this is a desperate time for the democracy itself.
Before I open this up, Abhinandita, is there a broader understanding possible between yourself and the Congress party on the ordinance without that understanding existing on other issues?
Ideally, it should be, Barkha, because this is something that that even the Congress party has been raising in different states, not in Delhi. And it's unfortunate how limited the politics of Congress in Delhi is, both in the sense of their electoral game as well as what they stand for at the moment. I think that the Congress party really must come out clean in terms of what their priorities are for the country right now, for the citizens of Delhi who have given the Congress also a lot of love for years. So I think that I don't rule out any possibility, and we are very hopeful that people would come along in this issue. In fact, there are many people within the BJP and the Sangh Parivar who believe that what Mr. Modi is doing right now, as the prime minister, is dubious, and they don't like the fact that he's not following the Raj Dharma. So it's beyond partisan. I think everybody who means well for the country will come together, and I'm very sure that the Congress leadership will also internally be able to resolve their issues with their Delhi unit, and come out in support of this important cause.
Well, the Delhi unit of the Congress is certainly feeling very strongly. Leaders like Al Kalamba have tweeted saying the AAP must apologize. Pawan Khera, who used to be the aide to Sheila Dikshit, said the Congress managed perfectly fine under Sheila Dikshit. What is so unique about Arvind Kejriwal that there are all these problems? The last official statement we have from the Congress is KC Venugopal going on record saying the Congress has not taken any decision so far, but that was before Mr. Kejriwal reached out to Rahul Gandhi and made a public comment about it on Twitter. Pooja, interesting times, and I guess a matter of some I told you so-ness for the Congress, but what's the decision?
So, Barkha, we have not yet reached a decision. Mr. Kejriwal has reached out to Mr. Kharge and Mr. Rahul and Mr. Gandhi, and um, for sure there might be a meeting. I'm not very sure about that also, but there might be a meeting with Mr. Kejriwal. And as our General Secretary in charge, KC Venugopalji, has tweeted that there has not been any decision whether we are supporting their fight against the ordinance or we are not. And this has to be consulted with the state unit and the like-minded parties.
As a congresswoman, how do you feel about Arvind Kejriwal suddenly reaching out to the Congress, whom he has bitterly fought, for example, in states like Punjab and Delhi?
As a congresswoman, speaking purely as a personal thing, I think state unit is justified in saying that he should say sorry for demanding the revocation of Bharat Ratna to Shri Rajiv Gandhi, supporting center on both abrogation of Article 370 and the farm laws, also supporting center on impeachment against ex-Chief Justice of India. So Delhi unit of Congress saw that tussle between Aam Aadmi Party occupying its space and just openly abusing Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, late Mrs. Sheila Dikshit, and saying that मेरे पास वो स्विस बैंक अकाउंट्स के डिटेल्स हैं, इन सबको जेल में जाना चाहिए. Delhi Congress has some very strong opinion, and this needs to be settled by the AICC before having come to a conclusion also.
Yeah. So at one level, I'm wondering how far the AAP is willing to backpedal on some of its asserted positions, and I'll put that to Abhinandita in just a minute. Premila Nisargi, you must be watching this with some amusement, but do you watch it also with some concern? Because this is the second issue in a week on which the opposition is trying to come together. Certainly on the issue of the inauguration of Parliament, whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, you've had a reasonable number of parties, including the AAP and the Congress, take the same position. Are you concerned about a Modi versus rest battle in the run-up to 2024?
It's not possible. We have already got the judgment in the morning. All the attempts made by them, 20 parties, plus one, 21. They said, what happened? Today they have already failed. That's the first failure. Semi-final, they have already failed. There is no question of semi-final. Where is the question of joining together? Look at this is the Aam Aadmi is a drowning ship, broken already. It doesn't know how to come up. That's the reason the Kejriwal is hopping from one state to another, going to Mamata Banerjee, then running to Bihar, then going to other places. What is the aim? Nothing. It's not going to help anything. Ultimately, how many Rajya Sabha members are there? Hardly about 10 members left. Already other parties have already they are agreeing with the BJP. Where does they get it? They know the reason. Still they want to go and have, for what purpose? Only for publicity. Otherwise, every day they come in the media and in the electronic media. How can they come when they are drowning? That's why Mr. Kejriwal has taken this step, going to Mamata and going to all other persons. Bombay. Nothing is going to happen. Ultimately, they know the result, they are going to lose. Semi-finals, they are going to lose. Ultimately, finals also, they are going to lose. They are aware. They are trying to make an attempt. What does Ajay Makan, is he agreeing? He has already said that he is not going to do it. See how the government of Delhi is a capital of this country. Delhi must be maintained properly. National integrity, safety of the country lies in Delhi, and the officials who are posted in Delhi must be proper. They must be able to take care of the entire country, not only Delhi.
Okay,
Not
okay, ma'am. Let me come in. You said a couple of things. You said forget the semi-final that Arvind Kejriwal is talking about. They've already lost. Forget playing the semi-final. They've lost. They're going to lose the final also, which means 2024. And you said the Aam Aadmi Party is a drowning ship. Right? You rightly said, where is Ajay Makan on this? I wanted to go to Rashid. Pooja, do you have a brief interjection there? I'll let you come in, and then I'll go to Rashid Kidwai and Varun Singh. So very briefly, please.
Barkha, I just want to add here, it's not Mr. Modi versus other party, it's Modi versus people of India in 2024.
But are you guys on the same side? You just told me you don't know.
Of course, there are some, there are some lacunae because, as I said, Delhi Congress has some serious reservations against Aam Aadmi Party's encroachment of their space, and there is high-level accusations against our senior leaders. But then, opposition unity is being framed. Opposition unity is being attempted by Mr. Kharge himself. And as I said, it's Mr.
No, they're
Narendra
definitely interesting times, and I want to bring in Rashid Kidwai and Varun Singh. So let me actually bring in Rashid now. Rashid, here's the question for you. There's a kind of deja vu-ness to this, right? We've seen these attempts before. We've seen the AAP and the Congress try and come together. We've then seen Arvind Kejriwal develop national ambitions, take Punjab, try and fight in Gujarat. For the Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party poses a kind of existential threat. Often it is tapping into exactly the same sort of vote base that the Congress is attempting. Yet on the other side is the compulsion of opposition unity. What do you think the Congress would do in such a situation? Would Mr. Gandhi meet with Mr. Kejriwal? What do you think will happen?
Yeah, so I think, Barkha, looking at the Congress past track record, Congress has this kind of ideological maneuvering to, be with the Muslim League in Kerala and with Shiv Sena in Maharashtra. It is going through, motions. It is looking for a counter guarantee either from Mr. Sharad Pawar or Mr. Nitish Kumar or Mamata Banerjee that Mr. Kejriwal, who is a very unpredictable, entity as far as the Congress is concerned, would behave in a certain manner. The bogey of this, being insults being heaped on Gandhi is a political posture. I can tell you a lot of examples. You look at, the kind of things Sharad Pawar had said about Sonia Gandhi, the kind of thing that Shiv Sena had been saying about, the Gandhi family, the kind of, Lalu Yadav used to say, you describe her as Sonia Gandhi as Vilaiti Murgi. So I have documented all these things, the history of it, but Sonia Gandhi doesn't stand on this kind of false sense of prestige. I think Mr. Kharge has a very good equation with Sanjay Singh, who's a member of, who's the leader of the Aam Aadmi Party in the Rajya Sabha. So things will happen, but some kind of counter guarantee would be required.
Yeah, it's not Rashid. It's not about the insults. It's about allying with someone who's who could have at one point Congress workers felt posed an existential threat to your party.
That's a fair this thing, but the Congress is a very pragmatic party, and that's why I give you example that at one point of time the Congress was in alliance government with Shiv Sena. At the same time, they had alliance with Muslim League in Kerala. So I think pragmatism. The Congress is the only party in India today, electoral political party, which has never had any trucks with the BJP. Even the left when the VP Singh government was there, the left was actually extending outside support to on the one side, and the BJP was the other side. So they were on the same side. The Congress has no such tradition. So I don't see any eventuality in Lok Sabha on ordinance or on in Rajya Sabha on any legislation, Congress and BJP being on the same side in today's atmosphere before 2024. So वो अरविंद केजरीवाल के कसबल निकालना चाहते हैं. They want him, to look at more realistic and value Congress, and
They
not
want
to.
they want to cut him down to size before they cooperate
Absolutely.
with him.
So that's
Basically, yes.
but this apology and all is, I think that's not practical. I don't. The Congress, as I
Yeah.
said again, I want to emphasize, it's a pragmatic party. It would not like to humiliate Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. That's not how Rahul Gandhi, plays out in politics.
Yeah, but I think definitely they'd want to bring him down a notch or two. The Aam Aadmi Party is the newest national party of India, and it has caused great heartburn at different points to different parties. But at the moment, of course, it is fighting to save its turf in Delhi. Varun, if indeed you do see the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party being able to cooperate on this, and also Mamata Banerjee, Sharad Pawar, JDU, have already promised a degree of cooperation. What does that do to politics, if anything at all? And remember, as I said, this is the second context for opposition parties coming together if it happens on the ordinance. The first, of course, is the issue of the parliament inauguration. Varun.
So, Arvind Kejriwal has taught one lesson to almost all the big leaders of opposition, that at least he has a PA who can talk to all the political party leaders in the opposition, and he can hold a meeting, which most top leaders today from many parties cannot do. He held a meeting with Mamata Banerjee, he held a meeting with Uddhav Thackeray, he held a meeting with Nitish Kumar, he even held a meeting with Sharad Pawar, whom he had accused of corruption openly. So he has someone, or probably he knows, or he has that acumen how to get people, and you need to commend it. And you need to commend that he became a national party in a short span of time. And if Congress has any, sorry, I was going to say something, but if Congress has certain good advisors, I'm sure they won't align with Arvind Kejriwal, because he currently is the leader who is in competition to Rahul Gandhi. And look at the numbers in Rajya Sabha. Congress has only 31, BJP is at 93, Aam Aadmi at 10, and most of the other parties also support BJP. So even in Rajya Sabha, this ordinance cannot be defeated by even if all the opposition parties come together. And to be honest,
I mean, unless Jagan Reddy and Naveen Patnaik, which almost never happens, also side with the non-BJP front.
Yeah, and look at it, even the other parties, JDS, which was till yesterday fighting with BJP in Karnataka, even it is going to support the BJP when this ordinance comes out. And I don't see there's any wrong. The central, any political party that's in power uses every tool in their armor to have their best, and that is what the BJP did. Why would they let go a national capital, even though if it is a union territory? Why would they let go a national capital and allow another political party to decide who will be helming the affairs? So I don't see any, in sense of politics, you can counter the BJP on it, but I do see the rise of Arvind Kejriwal in a different way. In a way, while till 2014, where he had that guts to go and contest against Narendra Modi and get defeated, he made a mark even then. Today also he is managing to make a mark which many political parties.
So you don't actually see this as a weakening of Arvind Kejriwal. You think it's testimony to his great political maneuvering, Varun?
Yes, absolutely, and that too without his aides like Manish Sisodia, who is behind the bars, and many other leaders who are facing corruption charges. He is still managing to get an audience.
Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, that's a very interesting way to look at it. And before I go back to our three political leaders, I want Rashid to comment on that. Is this a diminishing of Arvind Kejriwal, or is this, as Varun says, the continued relevance of Arvind Kejriwal, who's the great survivor? He's been through so many avatars, as it were, already, ideological shifts, positionings, calibrations, recalibrations. How do you see it, Rashid?
I think it's a very important thing, but I don't think, as far as from a Congress point of view, I don't think they are unduly worried, because this particular aspect is about federalism, center, state, and it is too good an opportunity for the Congress to miss it out. I mean, against Narendra Modi government, so they would not want to do this. I think the overall assessment of the Congress about Arvind Kejriwal is that he's a bit of a kind of chalu, in the sense that he's clever by half. He's he uses public conduct for private advantages and all. But in politics, as I said, Congress has a history of aligning with Sharad Pawar and several others who had kind of dished them or betrayed them. So they are not unduly worried. They know that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, in the best of times, Barkha would not get even 10 Lok Sabha seats. And just one last thing that I want to say, Barkha, that in 2019, including Mr. Ajay Maka, all of them, they were very close to striking a deal with Arvind Kejriwal's party for Delhi. The whole issue was whether 5-2 or 4-3. The Congress wanted 3 Lok Sabha seats, and Mr. Kejriwal was willing to give 2 seats. And I remember in February 2019, there was a meeting in Sharad Pawar's house, and Rahul Gandhi Arvind Kejriwal asked for him, and Praful Patel, dialed his number, and Rahul Gandhi came within half an hour from Parliament straight to Sharad Pawar's house. So they have a sense of belonging with each other. As I said, it's going to play out. There's going to be some hard bargaining going to happen behind the scene, but something will work out.
Yeah. So the question then for you, Abhinandita, is this, that, critics of the Aam Aadmi Party have suggested, or ex-fans have suggested, that Arvind Kejriwal once stood for something ideologically. Then in the middle, your party became too soft, they would say, on the right wing. You started using the same language as the BJP. You wanted the same sort of, position as a nationalist party. You wanted the same position as a soft Hindutva party. You started talking about printing Lakshmi on currency notes, that somewhere you actually wanted to be like a mini version of the BJP, but now the BJP has forced you to come back to the other side of the trenches. How do you respond to that critique?
That's actually for the analysts to write that story. I don't think that I am able to see it in the same lens, with the same lens. But what I can say for sure is that Arvind Kejriwal's growing popularity, and also the growing unstoppable popularity of his Delhi government, has also been something that nobody in the opposition has been able to really crack. This is to say that it is obviously an unprecedented mandate when you're re-elected, and all that is based on performance, all that is based on delivery. So there is one aspect where people like us can speculate, and on the other hand, there is a relationship with the people of India, or with the people of Delhi, which is very basic and transactional, in the sense that they vote you in to deliver something, you deliver it. There are aspirations and dreams of 2 crore Delhiites at stake with this ordinance, for example. So I think that I understand what the analysts are saying, but it's not my place to look at things in the same way. But I can say for sure that, and everybody will agree that, initially when the Aam Aadmi Party was formed, there was speculation and there was a lot of doubt whether or not we will make it. Then when we formed the first government, the second government, subsequently the next government, now a government in Punjab. So I think that, for our supporters, I would like to say, that we are not, thanks for supporting, because we are unstoppable. And to our critics, I would say, wait and watch. I think that, it's a very, our leadership is very alert. Arvind Kejriwal ji is a very sharp politician. And I think that some of these things will get resolved by 2024, 2029. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see, because the other interesting thing is that all surveys routinely, when they poll, who can be the options to Prime Minister Modi, routinely actually put Arvind Kejriwal in the same bucket, as it were, almost as Rahul Gandhi. And we had who will be the Prime Minister, and you had Mr. Gandhi's ratings now increase somewhat from 24% to 27% in the NDTV CSDS survey. I'm not sure if we have numbers for Mr. Kejriwal in this, but there have been, there they are. And Arvind Kejriwal, okay, who can challenge Modi in 2024? 34% say Rahul Gandhi and 11% say Arvind Kejriwal. There are other surveys where it's kind of suggested the reverse. I guess what I'm trying to say is to you, Pooja, do you see Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal as competitors? Do you see the AAP and the Congress as competition? And if so, how do you bridge that gap between state level competition and national strategy?
Barkha, I don't see Mr. Kejriwal and Mr. Gandhi as a competition. Mr. Gandhi is a national leader who just completed his Padyatra, 4,000 kilometers, 136 days. And we saw Mr. Kejriwal announcing some India First Yatra in Haryana, parallelly on the same days, same week itself, and we never saw where it went, what happened. We have Mr. Gandhi, who is ideologically very, very stubborn where he stands. He doesn't want to mix religion with politics, and his Mr. Kejriwal, who wants,
I
as
mean,
you said,
that's not strictly true. Mr. Gandhi has in the past spoken about his being a Janyodhari Brahmin. He has done temple runs. The Congress has invoked
going for
Hanuman.
temple runs
Uh,
and
uh,
not
uh,
asking votes for in the name of religion is a completely different thing. We
I'm,
are all
I'm, I'm, I'm saying in Karnataka, the Congress just invoked Bajrang Bali. Rashid is wanting an
because we
interjection.
evoked Bajrang Dal and PFI in the
I'm just
same
saying,
line as.
I'm just saying, don't say that religion and politics have been kept separate, because that is not true. But just hold on. Rashid has an interjection, and then I'll
Yeah,
let you complete your point.
I
Rashid.
think Barkha, Pooja's party actually views Mr. Arvind Kejriwal in the sort of Bollywood language, something higher than Rajpal Yadav, but or something like Bomani Rani or Paresh Rawal kind of thing, but not a Shah Rukh Khan. So
Acha.
he's not a
So
he's not a
Rahul Gandhi is the Pathan, and you have cast Arvind Kejriwal as what? Pray, Rashid.
That's what I'm saying. So he's higher than Rajpal Yadav, but he's somewhere like this Paresh Rawal or Bomani Rani kind of a very good artist, but not a star.
Yeah, he's not a star. I think Abhinandita would have things to say about that. I was going to let Pooja complete her point, but she kind of lost her connection there. I'm sure she'll reconnect. Premila, ma'am, if Rahul Gandhi for the Congress is Pathan, and Rashid has suggested that Arvind Kejriwal is the Bhavan Irani, the finer actor but not the star, then I'm not sure where Rashid would cast Mr. Modi. But do go ahead. I mean, you can say very rhetorically that, oh, this is the AAP has lost, the opposition has lost, but you all just lost Karnataka. You could well, have a fight on your hands in Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh for sure, if not Rajasthan. So, it's not all strawberries and cream.
I just want to tell you, the lady representing Congress said, Rahul Gandhi has brought about Jodo, Bharat Jodo. What has happened in Rajasthan? They are not able to jodo the two parties. They are miserable failures in that way. What about Kejriwal? Let him come out of Sheesh Mahal first. Before the finals come, he has to come out of Sheesh Mahal, whether he will be intact. To get over that, he is doing all this. I am doubtful whether under 15 days, he may join the Mr. Satyendra Jain and other person. As I've been saying, I can't really understand where is the question. He cannot come out of it. Kejriwal is lost his straw. He is thinking that the others will learn. How it is like corrupt political parties flocking together. That is what is happening. All these corrupt parties, they are flocking together for what? Thinking, dreaming that we may do something. They will be miserable failures, and it is seen every day. Yet we can't. What is the stature of Modi in the world stature? Let them imagine. They can't even look at it. They can't even compare themselves. Where is the comparative? Is there any competitor to Modi in this country? Show me one person. Yeah, show me one person. Any person competitor. Nitish Kumar going and begging others. Mamata Banerjee seeking others. Communists are not. They are not going to join with Congress.
I do take your point, ma'am, that all surveys show that Prime Minister Modi continues to be the most popular individual politician in the country, and therefore the challenge for the opposition is how does it localize these national elections? Because if it plays them as one personality against the other, Mr. Modi definitely has the advantage. But Varun, does opposition unity, if there is such a thing, hurt the BJP or help the BJP in a national context? In a state context, it's very different. In a national context, I
To be honest, yeah, okay. You
sorry. Go ahead,
completed.
Varun. No.
Okay.
Go ahead, Varun.
I was saying, to be honest, in the last one and a half year, I say it again, being a huge critic of, very well, being a huge critic of Arvind Kejriwal and almost all the opposition parties, I am saying it again, time and again, that Arvind Kejriwal has managed to do what most opposition leaders haven't been able to do. But that doesn't mean that in 2024, Arvind Kejriwal will be a competitor to Narendra Modi. And secondly, if the opposition unites in material where it is, if it is a state or a nation, most of the time we see that it impacts the ruling party. However, it is a bit different today in India because unlike our previous elections, India today fights presidential type elections, which we used to have, which we still have in America or other countries. And when it is Modi versus someone else, we saw it in Karnataka. To be honest, the internal survey of BJP was that it will be, zero down to some 30 or 40 seats. Still, it managed to get 20 more seats, and thanks to Modi. So Modi does have that charisma which will attract. But Arvind Kejriwal, and one point that I had tell the Congress leader over here, they are the biggest problem with Congress is they underestimate others a lot. And that is what they're doing here again. They are underestimating Arvind Kejriwal. If you put a Rahul Gandhi and an Arvind Kejriwal to the urban voters who actually see a lot of TV, who are on social media, who have seen so much about whatever some call it as a painting of a school being called as the best education model in Delhi. But the urban voter will like to side with an Arvind Kejriwal who still wears an
which is why I'm very curious to see what happens next. We did poll our viewers, by the way. I don't know what this says about the political affiliations of most people who polled in this, who took part in this poll. And we asked the question, should the Congress actually back the Aam Aadmi Party on and against the centre's ordinance? And a majority said yes, they should. So, like I said, I have no way of knowing what the political affiliation is. That's a little over 1,000 votes, and they're still coming in. So, if you have a different view and you'd like to take part in a poll, do go onto the Mojo Story platform and vote. I do have to close, but Pooja, I must let you finish your point because you went when Rashid was saying, I don't know, kindly or unkindly, that Rahul is the Shah Rukh Khan to Arvind Kejriwal's Baman and Honey.
Of course, I completely second Mr. Kidwai when he says Rahul is the Shah Rukh Khan.
And Abhinandita, what do you feel about that? Yeah, I mean, can I just get Abhinandita and then you can close? Abhinandita, what do you think about that?
As much as the Congress would like to see Rahul Gandhi as the Shah Rukh Khan and Arvind Kejriwal have much more in common. They're both outsiders. They've done the impossible. The Badshah of Bollywood and the Badshah of politics. I think that there is no confusion, and they're both witty and sharp in a very similar way. I think that there is no Rahul Gandhi, maybe some Uday Chopra or no. I'll refrain from this. I think.
Okay, let's come back to our guest because this was a very funny moment. Abhinandita basically suggested that Rahul Gandhi is a failed actor. Rashid Kidwai suggested that that Arvind Kejriwal is the better actor but not the star. Rashid, what have you started here? And of course, Pramila ji said, Narendra Modi is the Harrison Ford. There's no one like him. Pooja, let me just let you complete your point, and I'll give Rashid a quick 30-seconder there because he started this metaphor. Quickly, Pooja, would you want to see? Yeah, go ahead.
No, please complete.
I was just going to say, would you want your party to support AAP against the ordinance?
I'll leave it to the state units to decide.
Okay, the state units are obviously agitated about it. As Pramila ji said, this isn't going to happen. But Rashid, you think otherwise. If it does happen, what does it change in the pivot, in the sort of discourse of politics in the next year?
Well, I on a more kind of serious note, I think I was surprised actually nobody described Mr. Rahul Gandhi as Abhishek Bachchan of Indian politics.
I mean, she suggested that. She said Uday Chopra more unkindly, but she suggested that.
Him a bit. Anyway, I think on a more serious note, this is a very interesting thing for build-up for 24. I think that the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party have a message from all the other regional allies that come together, join hands, do something so that Modi can be checked. And I think this is the fate of ordinance is going to decide how opposition is going to shape up for 2024.
On a lighter note, one of our Mojo members, Tarun Kaushik, said Uday Chopra is a successful producer, though he has an Emmy nomination. So I just wanted to take that up on our screen. This is all in good humor. No offense to Uday, to Abhishek, to Rahul, or to Arvind Kejriwal. This is all in good humor. We leave it there. Thank you very much, Pramila ji, to Abhinandita and Pooja, to Varun, to Rashid. Always a pleasure to our audience. Thank you and see you tomorrow. We started Mojo right here in this basement. Just 4 people. And now we're about to hit our first 1 million subscribers. So this is to say thank you to all of you for your support, for your respect, and for your encouragement. We've always gone to where the story is. During the pandemic, when television's big anchors were hunkered down in their studios or at their homes, we hit the road. We traveled from Delhi to Kerala, covering 30,000 kilometers in a small car, reporting from inside ICUs and inside slum tenements. Whether it's flash floods or war zones, we've always put our boots on the ground. In fact, we're just back from Punjab, tailing the Khalistani fugitive Amritpal Singh. And through all of this, we have always put you, the people, first. In an age of partisan polarized media where most journalists are either chamcha ya morcha, we believe the story is sacred and the truth of the story is what matters. And now as we get ready for the next step, we need your help. Become a Mojo member and get first access to all our big interviews. Get a chance to ask our newsmakers questions. Get a chance to write and report for us for both our website and our channels. And also, interact with me and my colleagues directly through AMA sessions. Literally, ask me anything. Click on the join now right next to the subscribe button, and yes, also subscribe if you haven't yet, and become a Mojo member for just 159 rupees a month. Hope to see lots of you in our community. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.